All right, good morning, agents. This is Kevin Lauren. I'm the director of marketing here. And today we're going to talk about websites, agent marketing websites to be specific. And so it's going to be a tiny bit of a philosophical conversation, as well as we're going to go right into taking a look at these websites and why they're important. And then we'll also look at a few different mechanical things on how to actually create some of these pages within our agent marketing websites. So before I get too far, I want to invite our CEO of Clearview Mortgage, Bill Seitz, on the line. And let's see if we can allow him to speak with us.
Hey, good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Kevin.
For some reason, I'm not allowed to.
Good morning,
add
Kevin.
him yet.
You there?
There he is. Okay, good morning. How are you, Bill?
Good. How's my clarity? Is it clear or is it?
Clear as a bell.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Weird
Good.
little glitch. He was trying to bring you on and then wouldn't let you. So, hey, good morning. Hi.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, everybody. Just wanted to quick update, not a ton of things on my end this morning, but I had mentioned a few weeks ago or a couple, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 weeks ago, about the FHFA putting in a 50 basis point, I'll call it a tax, for all refinances. Doesn't matter across the board. Doesn't matter if you're FHA, VA, jumbo. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter which bank you go to. It's being across the board. And I mentioned that, and then the following week or the next week they pulled it back.
Right.
Well, they've decided to implement it again. So that will be, it's actually already kind of starting to take effect with certain locks with certain banks. So I'm already noticed, like on 45-day locks on certain investors, they're already, if you haven't, let's say, got your rate locked in, then can't get that loan done in that timeline. Your pricing will be affected. So just something to be mindful of if you have clients or people that you're in, family members, if they're thinking about refinancing. Now would be 100% the time to do it. And I can still most likely get it done before this price increase. And it's just something to be aware of.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, so I'm currently taking advantage of the refi with Clearview Mortgage.
Yeah, you're gonna sneak in just underneath the under the cusp there.
I know. I'm excited about that.
And additionally, rates have been creeping up a little bit. Whether or not this is, I think it's probably going to be a little short-term deal. I think a lot of times what happens is these banks, when they get too much, it's just like supply and demand, right? They have too much supply. They got to squash the demand by raising rates. They got to keep maybe, some of those deals holding off, let them plow through some of their pipeline, their workload, and then they open up the gates again. But for the last week or so, rates have been going up. For example, I had priced a loan that I'm working on now, supposed to close October 2nd. It was 2.99 on a $732,000 loan amount. It was pretty good. High balance. Was costing the client $2,200 or $2,200 and change to get that rate when we disclosed it. It's not locked. And now yesterday was priced at over $7,000 to get that rate. So, it's a pretty big swing, $5,000 in roughly 3 weeks time. So, it just shows you the trend has been moving up. Once again, it's all relative. People have to really keep perspective. You never time the market perfectly at the bottom, and you never time it perfectly at the top. So that's just something to be mindful of. But yeah, it looks like they've been creeping up a little bit. Hopefully, they'll come back down in the next week or so.
Oh, that's good news, bud.
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, thank you, Bill. Always appreciate your insights. And it's just really good for us to once a week, at least be talking to Bill once a week or listen to what he has to say, because then we get to go out to our clients and have a little bit more information. And so again, we're always just trying to improve our overall worth and our overall value to our clients. And so having that info is key. So thank you, Bill.
No problem.
Um, yeah. So today we're gonna go into websites, and this is just kind of like an overview. Some of this stuff is obvious, but we have to think about it, because I do see some of our agents not really taking advantage of all the different tools and getting our agent website up to where it needs to be. So first of all, I'm going to go a tiny bit philosophical and just like, what is the purpose of an agent website? So what is it? So first of all, it's our storefront, right? As agents, we're working out in the field. We don't really work out of offices anymore. And so our storefront is our website. This is how we can communicate and connect with our clients and prospects. And so this is kind of, that's it, it has to look good, because we're trying to reflect our personality. We're trying to reflect, our professionalness. Everything that we do needs to look really good. So it's first of all our storefront. It's our kind of our hub for branding. We're able to really establish our brand and show show clients and prospects what we're about. So that's our branding. It's also a massive resource. If done correctly, your website is a resource for your clients. It's where they can get all kinds of different information. They can search for properties. They can, get information about mortgage, anything, all these different important things. So that's a massive facet of what these agent marketing websites are. Also, it's a lead capture vehicle. So we're able to post, links to our website on social media, in emails, and we're able to, use text message marketing to bring people back to our website. So it's a lead capture vehicle as well. And then, of course, it is the hub, and we always want to be sending people back to the website. So it's like the website is the hub. And so whether our information is coming from social media, email marketing, text message marketing, uh, you know, printed materials, all of those things should send people back to the website and to our resources within the website. So, kind of philosophically, these websites are so important because they are our business in essence. In this day and age, most businesses, you don't walk into a business, you visit the website, you interact with the website. Um, Amazon.com. I mean, all these massive companies, it's just a website, so the website is that important these days. It really is our our basis of communications for all of our clients. So yeah, there's not much more important than having a good website. And I hear agents, every once in a while we'll hire an agent that, I don't need a website. Websites aren't important anymore. And I think that's very, very short-sighted. And um, first of all, as we know, the largest group of first-time buyers are millennials. It's just a fact. They're only getting younger, and they're only, the younger the millennial, the longer that they've lived with digital communication their entire life, right? I'm 46. I remember more than half my life, no computers, So as those millennials get younger and younger, the digital aspect of real estate becomes more and more important. And I don't think there's anybody that could really argue that. So going forward, anybody tells me that they don't need a website, I'm going to definitely disagree. Okay, so what makes, and this, what we're looking at is Charles Barnes' website, which I want everybody to use his website, and just, I've got a bunch of different websites that he's actually created as well that I'll show you. But his website is great. So if you are lost and you don't really know, where to go or what to do, you can use his website as an example or as a template. So his URL is oclakeside.com. So everybody write that down, oclakeside.com, and you can use this as a little template for yourself because he's done a great job. And he keeps the thing that I like about Charles is he is never satisfied with the website. Your website should be a living document that is constantly growing in information and in resources. So, 3 or 4 months ago, he didn't have a couple of these other ones. I think he just added this. In fact, I know he did. Business opportunities in Orange County and investment properties in Orange County. So he's constantly adding more resources, adding more information to his website. So that's important on a couple different levels, guys. First of all, you're adding more resources for your clients. Your website is becoming a free resource for clients. That's amazing. And the more information that you add, the more um, you know important that is to your clients, and the more um, value you've built for your clients. The second part of that is what happens is Google spider they do indexing. Some people call it spidering. The Google bots, they crawl every website, and they're searching for relevant information. And so what happens is, as you grow your website and as you're adding more information, when the Google spiders come along to your website and they find that it's now grown in information, and they have to re-index a new page perhaps, or new content, that's a signal to Google. And that means that your website is alive. It's not just some static site that was put up in 2005 and hasn't changed. It is a living, breathing, growing website. So what does that do? Why is that important? That's important because it creates basically an SEO signal. So Google ranks websites in what they call PageRank, and it goes from 0 to 9. And as your website grows and has been there for a long time, it starts to grow in PageRank. And so these signals are things that get sent back to Google and let Google know that this website is relevant for whatever search term that somebody might be looking for. So in this case, the relevant search terms are things like lakeside community, lakeside homes for sale in lakeside Buena Park. This happens to be in Buena Park, California. So all of that information is now transmitted to Google. And so what we have is we get into a situation where this website now becomes very relevant for our search terms. So what does that mean? So we go to Google and type in a search term. How about lakeside Buena Park? And this is very typical, right? Somebody is doing a search for homes for sale. They know that they like Buena Park, and they know that they like this little lakeside community that's on this awesome little lake, so they're gonna search for that, right? So lakeside Buena Park homes for sale. And I know I've used this example many times, but it's so powerful that I keep going back to it. So again, oclakeside.com, that's Charles's website. It comes up without paying anything, without doing Google ads or any of that stuff. His website comes up on its own merit, and it's ahead of Redfin, it's ahead of Compass, it's ahead of all these other guys, Realtor.com. Somehow Zillow beat him out, but hey, look at that. I mean, that's powerful right there. He gets traffic from that. So and here's the other part of this. The term lakeside Buena Park homes for sale, you're maybe not going to get as much traffic as Buena Park homes for sale. However, if somebody types that in, that's a really targeted client. They know that they are looking for Buena Park homes for sale in Lakeside. So if somebody does type that in, you're way more likely to have a buying customer, or somebody that you're going to really be able to interact with, because this is so targeted to what they were looking for. So very, very important. So that his website lives at the top of the Google search results because he's done a great job. And he really started working on this website, I want to say 2 years ago. So it's not like a flash in the pan, something that's just, oh wow, you make these awesome pages and all of a sudden it's there. It does take time. So and he's now built out several other websites within his. This is actually a website. So he's built out for each of the communities in his area. He's built out an entire website. Now, I don't expect everybody to do that. That's kind of going way above and beyond. But it's a great idea, right? So this adjacent community to Lakeside is called Hawks Point. And so he's created a dedicated website just for Hawks Point. So Charles, as you can see, he does his own drone footage. This is all drone footage that he's done himself. Looks amazing, right? And so, if you're not going to go that route and create, a separate website for each of the different areas as he's done, you at least want to do this. So on his website, he has adjacent communities. And so the adjacent communities has Founders Walk, Hawks Point, Westridge, and Amherst Heights. So he does actually have a website for each of those spots, but he's linking them back and forth. And so one thing that helps website SEO is to be linking to outside websites. Now, you don't want to have a link that goes out to somebody that's a competitor realtor. No, you want to have links that go out to ancillary services, even just information about Buena Park. One thing that I love to do an outside link to is Wikipedia. Wikipedia has a huge page rank, and it's not that it's not going to be going to a competitive website. Because if you're sending traffic off of your website, you better be darn sure that you're not sending traffic to a competitive website where now they're going to be on like another realtor website. That's a no-no. We never want to do that. But having links to outside websites that's one of the SEO triggers. That's one of the factors in SEO. So really cool idea to have links to other little communities. And so Charles has links to his other websites from this website. So it's all connected, and it all creates a giant web. So we have a question, Nicoletta. How many leads does he get from the website? I don't know. That's a good question. But what we are able to do is go to the hit reports, and we can always just see what kind of hits are going to the websites. So this kind of answers your question. On September 10th, he received 60 visitors. On September 15th, yesterday, we received 55 visitors. So that's the kind of traffic that he's getting. Not too bad, huh? So getting back to our websites themselves. So what are the most important things to have on an agent website? Well, first thing is you do want to have a bio. Just needs to be a short bio about yourself. Nothing too extravagant. Nobody really wants to read that much about you. The function of the bio in my world, in search engine optimization world, is to make sure that there is some information about you with your name written many different times on a page, because what ends up happening is a lot of times when somebody hears about a realtor or gets a referral, they Google your name. And so as part of good realtor SEO, you want to control the content that pops up when somebody Googles your name in the world realtor or real estate. And so if you do a good job on your realtor website, that you're going to make sure that at least one of those 10 search results that come up when you do a Google search is your website. The other things that obviously you want to have is your Facebook page, your social media pages, even your information on Realtor.com and Zillow and some of those other things, because you can even for free you can take control of your profiles in most cases. So you just want to make sure that your information comes up right. So having your bio on your agent website is very, very important. So the second thing that's extremely important, I think, is testimonials. And so even if you are an agent that's kind of starting out, you can still have testimonials of just people that have worked with you before, maybe in other industries, and maybe just even character testimonials. So, if I've had a lot of agents say, well, I don't have any business yet. How can I have a testimonial page? You have friends, you have acquaintances, you have people that you've done business with in other areas. So go ahead and ask those people for a testimonial. So, and that's pretty straightforward, guys. Just make sure that you have your testimonial in our agent marketing sites. They make it really easy to just create a testimonial page. You just go on your pages, add a page, and click the testimonials. Add the page, and you're in. So testimonials are super easy. Then we want to have these community pages. Just like I said, like, okay, so let's just take a look at what is a community page. I know we've gone over this, but the community pages are pages where we're able to basically draw a little box around an area and define what properties are available right now via the MLS on, in that area. So a community page done well has the community outline, and then it also has at least a paragraph about that community. And in a perfect world, you'd have a lot more than a paragraph. You'd have, let's say, 500 to 1,000 words talking all about that community. Just start talking about it. What's so great about living there? What's nearby? Why would it be beneficial for me to move here, right? So community pages are a great way to basically create searches. It's like having a custom search that you're able to send to clients, or when they're searching your website and cruising around your website, they can find that and say, oh, okay, great, this is exactly what I was looking for. I really want to move to Founders Walk. This is awesome. This is a resource. So, and again, you're able to highlight that, copy it, and email it directly to a client that you know is interested in Founders Walk. So creating the community pages is extremely important. One of the most important parts of your agent marketing site. And so I know I've gone over it, but I'm going to do it again. The process for creating a community page is you start on the dashboard. You have to go to MLS Setup, click on the Communities tab at the top, and you can add a new community. So I'm just going to put test, zip. Well, let's do, I'm not sure of the zips in that area, but we'll just guess. So now it'll allow us to, I guess this is Indio, but it'll allow us to create a little box by clicking our cursor. That creates the first little flag, and we do another one. And so we can hone in on one specific little section. And then to close the polygon off, we just click on the original box and we click Save the Map. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to mess up Charles's website. But that, it creates a quote-unquote community. So I'm going to clear the map. I'm going to get out of there. So these are all the communities that he's created, right? Hawks Point, Westridge, Founders Walk, Lakeside, Amherst Heights. These are, his local communities around Lakeside. So once we have created a community, then we go into our website, we go into pages, and we add a page, This happens to be one of the agent pages, and it is a community page. Now notice when we click on community page, all those communities that we've already created pop up here. So if we select it, then we can go ahead and put the menu text Lakeside community, add it, and now we've created that page. Now, of course, we have to go back in and add text, but we now have a community page. So the community pages are very simple to make. I mean, it takes less than a minute, and then add on the time it takes to write a couple paragraphs, and you're done. So it's not a giant undertaking. So the community pages, super, super important. Then we also want to add all kinds of other resources. So he's got, stuff about solar, how to get solar. And he's embedded a nice little, video. Very cool, right? So what are other quote unquote resources that you can, get people involved with? Well, he's also got his advanced searches, right? So he's got a page where you can go in, you can customize your own search for all different kinds of stuff, right? So this is really cool, because some people really want to do a very custom search, and some people, they want pools, they want extra features, stuff like that. So he's got an advanced search. Very cool. He's got a coming soon page. What the heck's on this? This is an upcoming property. So what can you do with this? And he's got his Matterport embedded. He's got his floor plans, and he's so cool. What he does is he takes the image that they've sent him, and he photoshops his own information right here. So Charles is just such a stud. So Charles is he's like way the top end of the bar. So I don't expect everybody to do what Charles is doing, but really, really cool stuff. So what are some other resources? Well, what about mortgage information, mortgage calculators, and information about financing? Well, our websites come with mortgage pages, right? Mortgage programs, budgeting, closing costs. You could build out pages, and these are already done for you, right? But you could build out an entire mortgage section that has everything to do with mortgage, including the mortgage calculators and refinancing calculators. You could really create a very cool resource within your website that is all about mortgages. So that's an easy one. And then the last kind of massive thing is being able to have your clients come to the website and do a search. So you always want to be able to have people come to your website and do a search. They'll be able to search the MLS and find out properties in their area. So those are the big things: bio, testimonials, community pages, all different kinds of resources and city searches, and the ability to have clients search the MLS via IDX on your website. So that is kind of the big ones. And somebody asked, again, it is important to show it's a secure website. Yes, it is important. All of our websites are HTTPS. They're secure socket layer. So no problem there. Good question. So that is the basics of the client, or I'm sorry, the agent website. So I want you guys to think about this. If your website is falling short, definitely schedule an appointment with me, and we can go through and figure out exactly what we can do to make your website great. So Bill, any takeaways from today's webinar?
Yes, I do have a question for you, Kevin. I think obviously I can see why you go back to Charles's website. It's kind of like the student in the college course that
Yeah,
puts together the top exhibit. But for so when I was selling a lot of real estate before I even got into finance and went in this direction, I sold homes all over the place. I sold homes in Irvine. I sold homes in Newport. Sold homes in Mission Viejo. I've sold, a commercial building in LA. I mean, I've sold out in the high desert. So I was one of those agents who just had a big network of people where I would get these deals from. But I was never an agent that was centric on one community.
Yeah.
So if that's me or another, I'm sure we have several agents like that, because not everybody does farm or focus on one area. Some people probably are more like how I was, and I would,
take a deal here, take a deal there. Right?
Yeah, and just through networking and then just this and that. And if you really understand real estate, you can sell homes anywhere, anyways, right? Correct. There is something to be said about being a market expert and building a long-term foundation in a community. There's definitely, that is, if you're going to be in this business for a long time, I think that's the right way to go.
Yeah.
But, just for however it went for me, I just would get those deals from all over. So it kind of kept me from focusing on one area. And how would you structure maybe a website around that if somebody's comfortable being that person that sells things in different communities or in different areas?
Yeah, no, great question, Bill. Here's how I look at it. I look at it like this. You're always going to be able to, whether your website says Newport Beach or, Santa Rosa, California, that doesn't matter too much, especially because when you're going to pick up a deal, like, you're talking about referral deals, basically, Bill. Yep. That person doesn't give a care that your website is specific to a certain area. However, we as agents, we have to start somewhere, and in order to do effective outbound marketing, we have to be geographically centered in one area in order to be effective. So when I talk about all this stuff and creating these website pages and SEO and all that kind of stuff, you have to start in a specific area. Otherwise, you're not going to get any SEO benefit at all. So my suggestion is to always create a website that is centric to one area. And if you really, just like some of our agents, they really, maybe they have a second home. And so some of our agents, they live in 2 different areas, throughout the year. Well, in that case, just make 2 websites that are centric to those 2 areas. Again, they're still going to take a deal anywhere where it comes. But that's not going to matter to somebody that is a referral. You're still going to send them back to your website. And in that case, you're going to say, hey, you know what? I know you're interested in, say in Charles's case, this person's not interested in Lakeside. They're interested in Newport Beach. No problem at all. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm still going to go into into the client area, and I'm still going to set that person up with a custom search of what they're going to be looking for in their area. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm still going to go into IDX searches and create a custom search for that client, where I can go and say, you know what, that they actually wanted Newport Beach and they wanted the radius to be right here. They were interested like in the peninsula and, not much else. So you see what I'm saying, Bill?
No, for sure. And I think that's a valid point, is that you got to have something, a digital
starting point. Yeah, you need a starting point for, like a base. You can't just be like, yeah, I sell homes in California. You could do that. You're not really going to get any benefit of any local stuff. And people look for real estate locally.
I'm a California expert.
Right? You're like, okay, great. That's not going to help me at all. I want an expert in Lakeside. I want somebody that knows exactly what's going on in Lakeside, So,
well, I guess what I would say is, how developed would you want to make it if you're that type of agent that is referral based, gets stuff, different communities, you're hopscotching around, you're doing Fountain Valley, you're doing Huntington, you've got, condo in Irvine. Are you going to build it out more profile based, or are you going to just anchor it with some community that you've sold most of your homes there?
You're going to be way better off if you just, if your website is focused on one community or one city, you know, and then you've broken it up. You've broken your city into the different communities, you know. So you're just going to be way better off. And this is, again, is just for, you know, outbound marketing, right? You're not always going to take a deal. Those deals just come to you, right? Because we do a lot of marketing to our sphere of influence. We do a lot of asking for referrals. So when those come in, it doesn't matter where the heck it comes in. You'll sell a property out in Palm Desert, you know, no problem. Get it done.
Right, or you can refer it out.
Or you can refer it out. That's right. That's one great thing about working with Alta is you have a network of agents up and down the state. So, you know, if you've got a friend that's moving to the Bay Area, well, shoot, we've got a bunch of agents in the Bay Area. We've got agents in, you know, Sacramento. So that is a good point. So, Bill, I appreciate the insight there. Very good. You know, again, these webinars are only meant to really get you to think. And then we got to follow it up with one-on-one trainings and you guys doing the work. So don't hesitate to reach out to us, and we'd love to work with you guys one-on-one. New agents, glad you're on the line with us today. I've noticed that we have a few new agents, and we really, really appreciate you guys taking the time to come on these trainings every week. So guys, thanks again. Get out there and make it a great week and a productive week, and we'll see you next week on the webinar. Bye-bye.